Alright, I think we're live now. I mean, we've been live for a little bit here, but now, haha, now I can listen to music. So that's fantastic. So yeah, good afternoon, folks. I got this build that I'm about to do here on this nice Monday. It was a bit dreary earlier in the day, but the sun has come out. Yeah, screw going outside. Especially now when I've got this Efreet Schneid I want to put together. So check that guy out. Very cool looking guy from Gundam Unicorn. When they're doing the big massive assault with all the Zeon forces attacking those Fed forces with all of the outdated mobile suits that they've got. And it's a pretty epic battle in the actual anime. So that's pretty fantastic. But this guy's pretty cool because he's covered with knives. All kinds of knives. I mean, look at these knives on the shoulders up here. He's got access to all kinds of cutting arrangements. Got the heat knives in his hand. According to the box, we've got a bazooka that is also here, not covered with knives. And I'm pretty certain that the bazooka doesn't actually like shoot knives out either. So I'm not sure why they would even include it. But I don't know, maybe during the course of building this kit, the whole bazooka that does not shoot knives situation will win me over, and I'll come around to that way of thinking. But, you know, there's a part of me that's not thinking that's going to happen. This guy's got so many knives to even consider not including a knife-shooting bazooka just seems odd to me. So, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see. Maybe I can super glue one of these knives into the barrel of that bazooka so that at least it looks like it's going to be shooting a knife. But, I mean, otherwise it's just kind of lazy. Very lazy on Bandai's part. Alright. Got some A runners here and some B runners. There's a few stickers for this kit as well, so it's not fully color accurate. But as far as I can tell, it's mostly on like the thrusters here, here, here. This part here on the top of the crotch plate is also not color accurate. It's what these stickers here is for. And the gray goes around one of the thrusters on the back. So it'll be interesting to see how if they're worth putting on. Sometimes they're just not even worth it. They're just so not meh, you know. This is an HG kit, so we got plenty of polycaps to work through, so that'll be fun. But let's see what we got here. My cat has decided to be making a bunch of noise in the background there, so I apologize for that. She has decided that her new favorite toy is one of the caps that came on the last set of alligator clips I bought for painting. So, you know, whatever, as long as she's happy and not bothering me. That's what really matters at the end of the day. Let's move these over here. I'm going to need all of these. That is an oddly shaped runner for sure. Organized workspace is a happy workplace. There. An organized workplace. Fantastic. Fun times indeed. So, righty. This is not an overly complicated build. The instructions are fairly short and to the point. You can tell by the fact that there's only 6 main runners. Most of them are duplicates of each other. And there's also the miniature D runners that are just kind of colored parts there, which is fine. Nothing major going on. Not going to be breaking any records for number of parts in this. I can go ahead and say that. But we'll still have fun with it. I've been looking forward to building this for a little while now, actually. So let's go ahead and hop in. I ended up picking this kit up pretty much on a whim not that long ago, just because I really thought that the colors on it were really cool. I'm not a huge fan of the Efreet in general. Unicorn's a pretty good series, though, and the attack on the base that really features this mobile suit is actually a pretty fun scene. It's one of those kind of hopeless last-ditch attempts by the Zeon forces to really reclaim something. And at the start of the battle, they're doing a pretty good job, getting a lot of licks in, looking like they might be able to actually pull something out, and then that changes pretty quickly once the Federation forces start to get more organized. But there's some cool stuff going on, and the Schneid is there, hitting things with its knives, so that's always fun. I honestly, it's been a while since I've watched Unicorn, so I don't remember if there's actually a if they actually showed the Schneid using the bazooka in it. That might just be a holdover from other Efreet models. Can't say for certain. But even if it's not, and it is unique to this kit, that's fine too. I see no reason why a Schneid can't have a bazooka. Again, would be better if said bazooka was shooting more knives, but you really can't have everything. So let's go ahead and get these shoulders assembled. I do like the extra little pivot that it's going to be allowed in here, and it's probably going to be pretty decent for actually extending that elbow out a little bit, or the shoulder, I should say. Oh, who we got joining today? Hey Herb. Oh, why can't I hear you? Is that on you or me? Ah, okay, so that's on you.
Ooh,
Oh,
there we go.
yes, now I
Hey,
can hear you. What's up, kiddo?
you dare call me kiddo the moment I'm gonna say I'm gonna watch stream and do some homework. I feel insulted.
I mean, if the shoe fits.
Mm.
Oh man.
Jesus, that video is loud.
Oh, you
Yeah,
listening to
actually,
something?
no, I'm doing science homework.
I see. What's
I
on
can
the
just
science
very
homework today?
let me close some tabs. Biology video guide, Bozeman science, biogeochemical cycling.
Hmm.
Hmm,
Sounds
intriguing.
sounds fascinating. Are we talking about deep sea worms or some other biogeochemical process?
I have no idea. I guess that's why we're watching this.
Fair enough.
Let's just do the good old Control F. So there it is.
Oh,
Bio.
this thing's got an interesting waist joint for a high grade.
Oh, you're going in the high grade? I thought this was the RE100 for a sec.
Nah, I don't have that one. This is just the high grade.
What's the waist joint?
Did they even make a RE100 Efreet Schneid?
I mean, I think they did. I think it was P Bandai. Let me check.
The only one I've seen that's the RE100 is the orange and blue
Kai.
Efreet. Yeah, the Efreet Kai.
Yeah, no, they do have a Schneid.
RE100, huh?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Might have to pick that up one day if I like this one. I really
Let's see how
like the
much it
colors
costs
on it.
on. Yeah. Yeah, that looks pretty good, actually.
I mean, I haven't seen it on USP Bandai, so they probably haven't put it up yet because
Yeah.
The Efreet Kai, just went up a little while ago, a couple weeks, and back there in the expo and everything they were doing, and that thing ended up being sold out almost immediately.
I wonder if the rocket launcher, because it has the rocket launcher. I wonder if it's a master grade or just a new mold.
Oh, the launcher from it? Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. Process by which nutrients move around.
There, that's better.
The question is, let's see if I can complete anything while on a call.
I mean, you should get your homework done.
Yeah. Our school schedule is really weird, and the way it works is like I have 4 hours in the morning to basically just do homework.
Ah,
And so it gets a little bit confusing because I was always that kid who tried to do homework on time. And it's like, I don't need to do homework tonight. I can work.
Hmm.
The top comment on this video is who else has assigned this for quarantine schoolwork?
Yeah, if there's a RE100 version of this, I might end up having to get it because, like I said, I really like the color scheme on this kit in general.
Yeah, it looks pretty good for a blue mobile suit.
Well, that's the Efreet Kai. This is the Schneid, which is
I
the
mean, a
purple and black
purple.
one.
Yeah. Purple. Oh yeah, I never realized DCS is free. So, do you know what that is? Or...
Yeah, I think I own it. I just don't think I've ever actually played it.
Yeah, it sounds like the most boring thing ever. Which is why I want to try it.
I mean, it's got a lot of good reviews. I just it was just
Yeah,
not something that it was not something that appealed to me because it's like I don't like the hyper realistic.
realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I checked it on Steam, and like the Steam version's free, so it's like, yeah, I can download it. Doesn't really matter. And I cleared so much space. So I have 90 gigabytes free on my laptop. And then as I was downloading it, I was like, wait a minute, am I seriously thinking my laptop can run this?
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, download, go bye bye. So I am waiting for when I get a Wi-Fi adapter for the computer my dad got me, so I can see just how well it runs.
I see.
But I doubt it'd be good.
Alrighty. Hmm. Even for being a dark plastic color from Bandai, this actually cleans up really well.
Really? Huh. Are the nubs good or are they bad?
So far they've been okay.
This has the pipes that were on like the new Charizard. God, I hated bending those.
Oh yeah, those kinds, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're okay. I'm like not upset about it. They just are what they are.
Yeah. Anyway, I think they're built out like they like feel kind of rubbery, so I think there's that going for
Well, it means they're flexible, so you're not going to get stuck in
them.
a pose that you don't like.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone else will join.
I don't know. It's a Monday afternoon. People are probably
Yeah.
not fully off work yet, and etc. etc. I had just got off work myself and was looking at something to do this evening and decided to go ahead and jump on this and get
Yeah,
started on it.
I just got back from school, opened Discord, saw you were doing something. I was like, yeah, might as well just try doing homework while doing this.
Appreciate that, I guess.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna talk with the ghosts around you?
I mean, talk to the people who are watching the stream, but not in the
Oh
Discord.
yeah,
I got a few. I got a few viewers. I got some
yeah.
subscribers. I'm not trying to be a massive YouTube person. Looks like
I'm
Crimson's on.
really sorry. Yeah, this is kind of sad, ironic, but the moment you said you have a lot of viewers, it dropped by one.
Yeah,
Mm,
it went back up. I
yeah.
have 3 viewers, and one of them is Crimson. Hey, this is going. How's it going, Crimson?
Hello.
Let's see here.
We are not made of carbon Google Docs. We are made of macromolecules. That's better. Nice hydrogen. I'm so surprised that this keyboard somehow sounds so good because this is like the keyboard I have is like what 15, 16 years old. It's just springs.
I mean, that's how mechanical keyboards work, man.
Yeah.
There are people
Well, I mean,
who
it's like
pay bunches of money just for that sound.
yeah, and it's like, but like you look at like new ones, and you'd be like, ooh, red or blue maybe. And it's like it's just springs. I don't really see why there's so many types.
Because
It
the different
sounds
types make a difference in the responsiveness of the keys, how fast they spring back, how much noise they make, quite frankly.
I mean, I guess it makes a little bit of sense. I'm not really into researching the little bits like RGB. I couldn't care less. Like those people that like just simp over RGB and are like, you don't have a Razer RGB keyboard? What are you? A gamer? I doubt it.
I mean, everybody's got the things that they like, man.
Yeah.
Alright, so that goes in there. Come on. There we go. Alrighty.
Now there's some good ASMR.
What, me blowing on some pieces?
No, I could hear you sanding ASMR sanding, and realize you sanded too much and screaming.
Oh, God, no. Never sand too much. So I do it a little bit at a time. Make sure you
Yeah.
always get it just the right amount.
Don't you just hate when like you're maybe cutting a thrust and you just cut wrong and then it's just completely ruined?
I used to. Haven't cut like that in a long time.
Hmm.
It's all about taking your time, slowing down, paying attention to what you're doing, and making sure that you get it right the first time. Which isn't always the case. I mean, sometimes you're still gonna screw some stuff up, but you can eliminate that by simply slowing down, watching what you're doing, then double checking what your where your nippers are, how much sanding you're doing, just really, not rushing through things. It's supposed to be a relaxing hobby, not a frustrating one.
Is this just all why is element, why is yada yada important? Amazing.
There we go.
Ooh, 26.
So how did your painting go last time?
I
Priming or whatever you were doing?
it went pretty well. I still have to do a little bit of sanding, but it's looking better. I've just been like completely procrastinating on it.
That's when you know you're a true professional, is when you are procrastinating on it.
I used to be able to like knock out model kits in like a couple hours. My perfect grade, I built it in 2 days, just building straight the entire day. And now I can't even build for like an hour. I just get too bored.
Hmm.
So I
Can't say as I
try.
have that same. Man, they put this really cool ball joint in here, and then make it so you can't even really use it.
Hmm.
I mean, you kind of
Is
can.
in the waist.
Yeah, like
Oh,
you can
it's like
kind of
really.
pull it out a
It's
little bit.
limited by armor.
No,
Oh,
you can
that's
kind of pull
cool.
it out a little bit and like get a lot more movement out of it, but then it looks kind of crappy. So,
Something I don't like is on the messer. You know how like the chest joint was like really like they were really proud of it.
yep.
If you go it too far, it basically just self destructs the kind of cockpit hatch.
Huh.
So it's like if you go too far, like the bottom piece of the cockpit starts falling off, which is like also it's made out of I think 3 or 4 pieces. The cockpit. I'm like, wait, what? That's a lot of pieces.
Well, it's a big kit.
I mean, yeah, but it felt like just something you could be. It would just be so easy to have one piece instead of multiple because it has that big old joint in it.
Hmm. Yeah, but I mean, I haven't put one together. So the question is, does the having it be one piece would that limit the mobility of the areas around it?
Yeah,
Well, there's your answer then. I mean, there are people who like things for different reasons. Some people like stuff because it's highly articulated. Some people like things because they're, display pieces. So they kind of got to walk that thin line, and usually they try to err on the side of posability, which is, fine for what it
yeah.
is. But it just means that if you're
No.
like, well, I don't really care about the posability, I want it to be stable, well, you just got to invest in a little pot of glue. Alrighty.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Oh, okay. It still gets the mobility for the neck there. That's good. Alrighty. That's that. So, chest already done. Now time to do the head.
Ooh, the mono line.
Indeed.
Jesus, I am hungry, and I do not know why.
Because you just got back from school,
Mm,
and using your brain uses energy.
I did not. This is these days in my schedule are my best because I only have 2 classes. Then I just have study hall and instrumental.
Hmm.
So it's like a real nice, good old lazy day.
Hmm.
So we have study hall outside, and then I start sweating, and then it gets in my mask. I have to do a swap.
Must be one intense study hall if you're getting sweaty in your mask.
Well, I mean, it's outside, and I'm in Texas. Do you expect it to be frigid cold?
Only a little bit.
We got our lucky cold fronts. I'm pretty sure we did have one, and then it just went away. Don't know where it went. I know last year we were in Galveston for like a weekend, and it was just like low 70s, high 60s.
Ah.
And it was just so cold. And I was so weirded out because it's like, why is it this cold in October?
I like how you think 50s and 60s is cold.
It's cold for Texas. Trust me, I've been to cold places, but it's like you're not gonna typically see that type of weather for like a week straight.
Yeah, I get that. It's just funny to me seeing as how, I'm up here in the Midwest and that kind of weather is good spring weather.
Yeah. When it snows for the first time in like what, 10 years and you don't even get a snow day?
I mean,
It snowed when I was in 6th grade. All the Texas officials should have been so scared. We got like what? A centimeter of snow? It was the scariest day ever.
there is something to be said for infrastructure being able to handle that kind of weather.
I know. Like, I saw buildings still standing. I'm like, how?
That's not the kind of infrastructure I mean. I'm talking about, like, if you guys don't have any plows or salt trucks or anything like that,
Yeah.
then it's gonna be problematic. All right.
Ooh, I bought you. Ooh, stop screaming at me.
Set this aside for the moment.
How many questions were there? There's barely anything in this video. Right. Yeah. You know what? I have to commend my teacher for somehow making 19 questions out of an 8-minute video.
Hey, man, that's what teachers are there for, to make sure you are absorbing the knowledge.
My music teacher was so mad because I couldn't remember some of the notes, and he's like, Ben, you are making me lose faith in humanity.
I mean, music is important. The arts are definitely something more people should study.
I agree.
And I don't really care, honestly, if people go into the field of the arts, but just understanding the arts would be a bonus.
I remember when I got my electives, I was so mad because I had instrumental, and it's like one of the best. It's the class I look forward to.
Do you actually play a musical instrument, or is it just talking about musical instruments?
The way it works is that it's not like, how like you might just kind of just play an instrument the entire year.
Right.
I think every month you switch. So it's drums, bass, piano, guitar. You're just constantly switching. And so, because they want you to like be able to master all of them. So I mean, it's a pretty cool way of doing things. I think
That's
you get
better
to
than not doing
learn
it at all.
more.
Indeed.
And then my friend's just having an absolute horrid time in stagecraft
Hmm.
because he thought he would get to build stages, and instead he has to define Deus Ex Machina.
So is it more of
I've
a like actual like theory of theater and writing class, or is it actually?
yeah,
That's
it's
not
it's
too
kind
bad.
of like I think it's a lot of studying of like theater.
That's not too shabby. I mean, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But
It is not his thing.
huh.
That I know.
All right. Let's go ahead and panel line these tubes now, so they'll be ready when I actually need them for the body. At least the Efreet doesn't have the tubes on the legs like Zaku's do.
Yeah, I wonder what Azaku would look like if like there were no tubes and like no snout. You know that like the vent snout.
It would look pretty boring if you ask me.
Yeah,
It's kind of
I
what
just
sets
wonder
it aside, sets it apart, makes it look unique. I'm just not a huge fan of the Zaku design personally.
how dare you.
Pretty easily actually. I can go into detail about how I dare if you'd like, if you're willing
You
to
know what?
dare
Sure.
yourself. I mean, at the end of the
Well,
day, it just comes
I
down to
love
me
the
looking at
mono
that
eye.
thing. It just comes down to me looking at it and going, yeah, not really my thing.
I guess I kind of like Zaku's because of also like the history behind them. So it's kind of like we need Gundam to look heroic, and then they just kind of let the designers go. The designer just go all in for Zaku's.
Well, they'd said, hey, we got these Gundams, and they're the good guys, but these Zaku's are the bad guys. So what are you gonna do about that? And the guy was like, Nazis. There you go.
I've never heard it so upfront.
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
I mean, yeah, Xeon's just space Nazis. The new types, the better humans.
I
Now
mean,
all
it
we need
wasn't
is
even
to get
about
them.
new types at the beginning. It was just
Well,
about
yeah,
space noids.
it's Space Noid Independence because the Earth Federation didn't care all much about the colony.
Pretty
And
much.
then, yeah, and then he got assassinated, and then the zombies took over. They were the space Nazis.
Well, they were trying real hard to be. Alright. And Mono Eye goes on there. Very nice. Alright, what's blocking you from going on fully? There we go. Oh, that is a loose Mono Eye.
Oh, it was this one.
Hmm?
Nothing.
But yes, this is a very loose mono eye, so hopefully...
Oh, it rotates really freely?
Yeah, we'll see how it is once I get all the other pieces onto the head, but right now it is very loose.
Yeah.
But I had heard that that was possibly going to be the case anyways from the review I read, but we'll see if it becomes an issue. And this piece goes. Oh! And then I lose a piece in the carpet, of course.
Duh. You never have a carpet on your workspace because then the nubs get in there.
Ah, but that's what a vacuum cleaner is for.
You put too much trust in your vacuum cleaner.
I just use it regularly.
Don't want to do that.
Oh, you don't want to use your vacuum cleaner regularly?
No, I accidentally deleted something and then I had to just press enter. Where's this? Hello, Carl. Little annoyance. You gotta open my door all the time. My door is so warped that my dog's just able to push his snout and come on in.
Yeah, he loves you.
Just trust me, I doubt it. He'll just open my door sometimes, look in, and just leave.
Just
Yeah,
checking
he's
up on you,
cuddling.
making sure you're still there.
Yes. He wants to make sure his number one source of petting isn't dead.
Like I said, he loves you.
Good boy. You stay there? Do you do many custom paints?
Not really. Only when I'm, really have a solid idea for what I want to do. I mean, I know there's people out there who just literally paint every single kit they get, and I don't have the time, and I don't have the patience for it. But when I have a solid idea for something to paint, then I'm all about it.
Most of the time when I paint, you can go.
But I also like to make sure that when I do paint, I do have a solid idea of what I'm going to do before I start executing. So I take, weeks and weeks and weeks of planning before I even start, getting the kit ready. Like right now, the kit that I'm planning on painting next is probably not going to actually get painted until after the first of the year when the weather's better. Because from here on out, and where I'm at, the weather's just going to be absolute crap.
Yeah.
So that one's going to have to wait. But I also need to practice that before I do it because it's going to be a lot of like high polish chrome and candy painting, which I've never done before. So I want to make sure I get some practice in before I start working on a specific kit.
Do you use an airbrush, or do you have an airbrush?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the only way that I paint.
I started off using sprays, and then my grandma just got me an airbrush, and it was like, wow, I don't know how to use this. I guess I need to get a compressor, don't I? So I did get a compressor. I bought some paints. I was gonna paint the sand rock that I had just gotten.
Yep.
And it kind of just ended up being I started too early. I didn't know how to clean it. My airbrush got very dirty. And so I just kind of cleaned it once. Didn't really work all that well. Didn't want to airbrush. So I just left it in my garage. And I finally got the plan to just like, okay, I have a giant space in my work desk and my bunk bed. Why don't I just take out those shells and just make a giant painting booth? So a couple weeks later.
Yeah, it's definitely something you've got to spend some time really like reading up and watching videos and learning how to do before you jump into it because you can ruin an expensive airbrush just by not really knowing what you're doing.
I was kind of nervous because when I was moving all my airbrush stuff up, I got onto the airbrush and just the needle would not work. And I was like, well then,
Oof.
that's not good. And so I was actually, it wasn't all that bad because I just took it apart and I can't remember what was wrong. I think it was like the spring or something. I think something just like was a bit too loose or got out of place. So it was just I took it apart, put it back together, everything was fine, and cleaned it all up, made it look like new, gave it a little polish. And so now I'm just kind of waiting for when I want to start getting back in. I mean, it's not like I can't spray in it. And so now I don't have to deal with going outside, spritzing, then going inside, then saying I messed up paint, then having to go outside, spritz. Now I just have everything with me. Don't need to bring paints downstairs. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Fair enough. I would
I'm
recommend
happy.
investing in spoons.
Yes, that I know. This was it was hard making the thing because I had to get the drawer slides and everything to get just right.
I see.
Really?
Whoever it is over at Bandai who designs the runners that feet are on needs to be fired because they have no idea what a reasonable size attachment point is.
Show it to the camera. I want to see just how bad it looks.
I mean, they're just big.
There's big old knobs where if you try cutting with a god hand, it's gonna break.
No, it's not quite that bad, but like you've got these really big like gates here that are just thick for no reason.
Yeah. I I remember when I was building the tall geese, the real grade, the amount of like there was a ton of what are they called again? Undercut? Yeah,
Undergates.
undergated.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a ton of undergates. It surprised me because it's like the tall geese had like the least. It was like completely white. You wouldn't really need a ton of undergating, but they did, and it was actually pretty nice. And I kind of wonder if they'll ever. I just wonder like how expensive or like why they can't undergate a lot of parts.
It's hard to engineer, and the reason that they
Yeah,
undergated a lot of the tall geese, despite it being white, is because
small
it's
parts.
nope. It's because it was a gloss finish for a lot of that white, and
Oh
sanding on those
yeah,
really ruins the gloss finish.
yeah.
It's the same reason, well, partially the same reason why most of the Yakishiki is undergated.
Yeah, because well, I mean, it's obvious. It's the goal.
Yep.
How do plants? How do? How do?
Go. Let's see.
Done. Finally. Ugh.
Didn't take all that long, man.
It felt long. Attention share, some medicine. Okay. That is done. That is a video. Wait!
What's
Oh,
that?
that's funny.
Hmm?
This is a sermon my mom released.
What's that?
Nothing, just for Judaics. During Break the Fast, we looked at a synagogue in New York and my mom really liked a sermon the cantor had, and this is, and our Judaics teacher wants us to watch the sermon. So that's pretty funny.
You're like, I already seen it. I know how this one ends,
Nope,
y'all.
I have not seen it,
Oh,
so
okay.
I actually do want to watch it.
Well, there you go. Despite having ridiculously long or large gate attachments, the plastic on these feet actually cleans up really well.
Yeah, I love when like you're just able to really easily clean up dubs. Like you just sand bin, it's gone, nothing.
Yep. All right.
Hexia now looks weird. Darn.
What's that?
Nothing, just in prose.
Ah,
Forged is building his avalanche.
of course he is.
I don't know why he doesn't have armor on the arms and head.
Because he's detailing the inner frame, I'm pretty sure.
Nope, he's just building the avalanche right now. All the
Ah.
armor for that.
Hmm.
Normal atypical frame. What are you gonna build for it?
For what? The
Group build, if anything.
Stormbringer.
Ah, nice. I want to get that kit.
It looks pretty nice. I'm hoping it turns out well. I thought about doing a custom paint job and everything on it, but I think I'm not going to do that. The paint job I kind of want to do for it would end up being pretty hideous. Funny, but hideous.
What were you planning?
Basically, I was going to do all of the white in just straight titanium. And then the red and blue, or the red and yellow would end up being metallic red and gold. And then for the blue, it was going to be a color shift blue to violet paint. But on pieces for like the armor.
So you're gonna do very metallic type.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds. I mean, I bet it would look okay.
Nah,
I think titanium. I don't think titanium would be a good replacement for white.
I mean, it's better than any other color you could do. Because, like, steel or whatever
Fair.
would just be too dark.
Oh god, Stormbringer FA looks sexy. That is a schmexy MS.
Too bad it is pre-orders sold out real fast.
Really? How fast?
Like,
well, again, it's
almost
P
immediately.
Bandai. Yeah. P Bandai sells out so fast. It's amazing. It's like it's there and then it's just gone. Gone with the wind.
I mean, it depends on the kit most of the time, but yeah, they seem to sell out pretty quickly just because third-party sellers know that they need to get in on it fast or they're not going to get them. That's why what you end up seeing is the first round of a P Bandai kit will sell out pretty quickly. But then when it shows up again, because they'll always put it back up again when they reprint it, those tend to stick around for a little while longer.
Oh wait, something I do remember from this tournament that I actually found really interesting is because she's Asian Jew. So I think she's like she looks Asian, and what happened was at her college, the Jewish all the Jewish officials, they would give out Shabbat candles, but they wouldn't give any to her because they didn't think she was Jewish. Which is like something interesting.
Well, that's irony.
Well, I mean, that's the reason she made this. Because it's like, I mean, when you think of Jew, you only think of white men with big old beards.
I wouldn't say that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
It's just funny to me that and I get it, like there's a certain amount of, you've got people whose entire thing is, preaching tolerance, inclusivity, and all of that, ending up ostracizing someone for that,
Yeah.
and it's just like, I see what we did there.
How long is her sermon? Oh, 19 minutes? Yeah.
Well, she's clearly not a Baptist then. 19 minutes. Man, that's just the preamble. Then you got
Yeah.
45 minutes of brimstone and hellfire, and everybody's a sinner, and you're all gonna die and go to hell.
Jewish sermons are a bit better. Hard to say, but most of the sermons our rabbi gives pretty nice.
Eh,
Also, there's just the mini Jewish jokes, which is like, I think there's one where it's like someone said, "Oi, Rabbi, my house is so small. I want a bigger one." The rabbi's like, "Well, put your chickens in it." He's like, and a week later, he's like, "Rabbi, my house is still small. Why'd you ask me to put my chickens?" He's like, "Put your pigs in it." Like, okay. Next week, he says, "House is still small." Rabbi says, "Go put your sheep in there." He's like, "Rabbi, my house is even smaller without these animals." And he's like, "Okay, well, put your cows in it." And he comes back and he's like, "Rabbi, I can barely move in my house." And the rabbi says, "Okay, now get rid of all the animals. Put them back." And he's like, "Rabbi, my house, it feels so big now." It's like those types of sermons. Which I guess is kind of interesting because it's kind of like you don't really realize how big your house might be. I forgot the true meaning of it.
all about perspective and animal husbandry. What is that buzzing you got going on in the background there, man?
That's just my fingers going.
No, there's like a buzzing noise, like a fan running or something.
Oh, that's my laptop.
Oh, wow. That thing is, sounds like it's about to launch, man.
Well, it's because my mic is, I don't have like my own personal mic, so the mic is just a little bit in front of where my fans are. Gotcha. Last year, one of my teachers kind of be like, "Okay, who's flying a drone?"
That's what it sounds like.
It's me. It's me again. Once again.
I see.
If I put my laptop the other way, I'm too scared that it's just gonna lift up and start like kind of trying to get through my roof, and I won't be able to reach it. I don't need a cooling pad when my computer just hovers above the air and the cold air gets swept in. That'd be interesting. Laptop drone. For when you just can't fit your laptop somewhere.
I mean, I've seen people who have done that. But, I mean, it doesn't last very long because, you know, you're powering the drone and it's carrying a laptop. And granted, the laptop they were doing it with was like a tiny little Chromebook.
Yeah.
So did Forge post a update picture of his Avalanche?
He got the leg and waist armor and chest armor. Now he's just complaining about how many parts it is and how it's all undergated.
God, that's a terrible problem to have. Come on. Oh no,
it's like,
I don't have to clean up these nubs.
Well, wait, let's see. Wanted me to build each leg armor individually despite them being identical, to which I said, "Fuck you." It's 9 pages for the armor on the arms, including the shoulders.
I mean, it's a third party.
Tons of tiny-ass parts. Tons of tiny-ass parts.
It's a third-party PG kit. I don't know what he was expecting. I mean, wonder what he's going to do when this Rotom's kit comes in.
I'm kind of curious why Bandai has never really cracked down on, like, Dabin, especially.
They haven't cracked down that much. They're still making stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's, like, my point. Why haven't they... They've never really done anything about it.
They try to... The problem is that most of those companies operate out of areas in China.
Yeah.
And there's, like, Bandai just doesn't have the... Like, they've got a little bit of trust there, and if somebody's, like... So they did go after Dragon Momoka, because Dragon Momoka was basically stealing the exact frames and then making changes to the armor. But a
Yeah.
lot of these companies are doing things where they change it just enough to be uh, not exactly the Bandai kit,
Because I mean,
or
like,
not exactly the Bandai design, so they can get away with it.
yeah, I mean, like, damn the Avalanche, like, it is a perfect grade Exia, but it's like armor and whatnot. So it's enough to like really get people to be like, man, should I buy this? Or should I buy the normal Exia with no Avalanche?
But yeah, I mean, Bandai's gone after some of those companies.
Yeah.
Hasbro's gone after the same way Hasbro's gone after some of the third-party Transformers companies. Like, it just depends on how much they think they can make stick. And honestly, a lot of these companies, once they get to a certain point, they're just like, all right, well, we're just going to stop operating under this current name and switch to being under a different name, and now you can't do anything at all about it.
And then there's just Lego, who tried suing like designers on the Thingiverse, then realized their patent ran out, so they can't do anything.
What was that?
I think like there was like this whole thing where like on Thingiverse for like 3D files, people were like making their own kind of Lego blocks that were like compatible, and
Yeah.
Lego tried cracking down on it. But the problem was they didn't realize that their patent was expired on the blocks, so they couldn't actually do anything.
No, I remember that. It wasn't that their patent was
Yeah.
expired, it's that their patent is very, 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 very specific.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. I remember I thought I heard something about it like being that, but yeah, that makes a bit more sense.
No, it's why you do have companies that make not Lego knockoffs, but essentially they're like Playmobil has their own sort of building things that's basically Legos. Uh, there was a company called Duplo that Lego ended up buying because of it.
Oh, I thought Duplo is just a Lego company all in itself.
It didn't used to be. Duplo used to be a separate company way
Huh.
back in like the 80s, and then
I did
Lego
not
bought them.
know that.
Yeah. And that's why, but that was like Duplo was making like more like really little kid friendly kits, like Legos
Yeah.
and stuff. So all right, let's see.
I think I might go, and I actually kind of want to watch this sermon a bit.
Well, go for it, man. Enjoy
I'll
yourself.
see ya.
Take
I might
care.
join when I finish. I don't have much homework after this. This is like my last, so hey.
Fair enough.
20 more minutes and you get to hear my soft, soothing voice.
I'll take that as a warning.
See ya.
Go enjoy yourself.
Have fun building.
I
I will
am
still
going
have
to
the
attempt.
stream.
Fair enough. All right. Let's see here. That goes there. All right. Don't like the nub placement on these parts. big old stompy legs. Efreet Thunder Thighs. That's what we got going on here. I'm okay with the nub placement here. They're gonna be almost completely hidden. All right. Fantastic. Efreet Schneid. Getting kind of concerned because I haven't built any knives yet, but I'm guessing that's coming at some point during the build of this kit. Is that get to a point and it'll just be all knives. Maybe they're saving the best for last, and that's where the knives come in. There we go. And we need a couple of eights. I don't see the point of these being separate if they're just going to be the same color. And by these, I mean these little side pieces here. Like, what is even the point of those, really? Oh, well, I can live with them. That down the back of the leg seam line isn't exactly fantastic either, but it's the back of the leg, so I'm okay with it. If this were something I were gonna end up painting, I would probably do something about it, but I'm not, because this is just a relaxing Monday afternoon high grade. Whew, that was almost a sneeze there. But I managed to eke it out and not be a sneeze. All right. right. Sneezing. Is terrible, by the way. I don't like doing it. Feels better afterwards, though. I'll guarantee you that. But I'm not like Vince McMahon levels of not wanting to sneeze. That guy apparently sees it as a exceptionally human weakness to be sneezing. Loses his mind over it. Freaks are right on out. Etc. It's kind of funny. If you're ever in the mood for a little bit of a laugh, head on out to the Googles and see if you can find any videos or anything of people describing the times that Vince McMahon has apparently lost his mind over the simple act of sneezing. So, that is my gift to you today, if nothing else. You know that Vince McMahon is morally against sneezing. From what I've heard of people describing it, it's basically he sees it as a failure to control your own body. And of course, Vince McMahon, being the person that he is, wants to control literally everything about everything. And if you doubt that, then go look up the whole mess with him trying to control his wrestlers and their Twitch accounts. There we go. Almost done with some Schneid legs. And yet, still, not a single knife. Got some pretty awful nubs here. Oof, those are some thick gate connections there. I mean, I'll live with it, but I'm not liking it, that's for sure. But it's on this kind of creamy white plastic, so maybe it'll clean up pretty well. We'll see. Hopefully it does, because it's pretty much front and center on this kit. You can't really get away from looking at it. But I really do love the colors on this kit. The sort of purpley pink, the light, or not light, but dark burgundy. Very nice colors. The creamy off-white of the couple of small parts that are white. It all blends together so well into just an overall fantastic looking kit. mean, just look at that beautiful, beautiful burgundy on this purple here. It's just such a nice color combination. Now, let's see if we can clean these just horribly egregious nubs off of this white. There we go. Doesn't look so terrible when cleaned up, so I think that's a bit of a success there. Oh man, that is... And it's not loose, but man, it slid on there real easy. I'm kind of afraid it might slide out in the future. But I guess only if you're really messing with it, but... Yeah, okay, I don't think that's actually going to go anywhere. There we go. And then this slides down in there. There we go. One Schneid leg done. Yeah, once it's in, that's in pretty decent, so I'm not too worried about it popping out. There we go. There's a little bit of a more satisfying pop in for that ankle. There we go. They're polycaps, but they're actually fairly solid, so that's good. There we go. Couple of Schneid legs to go with our Schneid body here. Now, top this off with the Schneid thighs. I'm actually kind of interested to get into the arms of this kit just to see once they're attached how much extra movement you're actually going to get out of that the way that the shoulders are engineered, because if I can get him to do sort of a cross arm thing, I want to do that. I think that would be a cool look with wielding the double daggers. But we'll see how much we actually get out of the range of movement of those. Oh, come on, get on there. There we go. And there we go. Full-on Schneid legs. Now it looks like it's wanting us to go on to what is clearly the waist joint, so that'll be fun. And then it gets into backpack, and then arms are last before weapons. That's actually a pretty interesting move there. Not sure I've seen that done that way before, but we'll see. This is kind of a weird sort of start at the top, then skip to the bottom, and then build towards the middle sort of situation we got going on here. All right. And this is 4. We get our little butt flap here with holes to put extra pieces in for the so we can, you know, store some knives back there. There we go. Some side skirting going on here. No. No. Why am I attempting to do this with a pin? It's a very good question. I'm going to hold off on putting these on anyways, simply because I've always had problems with the, side skirting going on before the legs. So unless there's a really good reason to do it, my philosophy is always don't put the side skirting on until the legs are on. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with mobility issues. So that gives us time to wait for this panel lining to dry before we go rushing into actually putting this on. Although you can barely tell that it's panel lined, but I'd rather it be there and not be noticeable than not be there and that be noticeable. Also, the stickers on this kit are just god awful. Or at least the yellow vernier ones are terrible. I haven't done these other ones yet, so we'll find out here in a second. But for the most part, they've not been what I would consider spectacular. Alrighty, just do a quick cleanup on these because they've been drying for a while. I'm going to knead them here in a bit. got the front skirts. There we go. Clean that up a little bit. Fantastic. All right. Again, it's pretty hard to tell whether or not you can actually see the panel lining here. I mean, you can see it a little bit, but it's not super obvious. And what sticker did it want me to stick there? Is that 10? If it's 10, we're just going to skip it. Oh, God, yeah, that thing's hideous. We'll just pretend he doesn't have a, crotch thruster. Alrighty. go. Looks good. Alrighty. Come on. Oh, oh. There we go. Kind of posing them as I go, just because I kind of have an idea for what I want them to be doing. But as I've said earlier, time shall tell if that ends up coming to fruition. But we are done with the legs and torso. Looks like all we got to do now is the arms and weapons. And those weapons better be... Oh, look. Look at all these knives. Do it 14 times. That's a lot of knives to build. But I think we're up to the task, folks. I think we can definitely build some knives. I think I have utmost confidence in our general ability to build knives. So, first of all, though, let's build some arms. Come on, get on there. There we go. Alrighty. All right. So those of you who are watching the stream, maybe paying attention, take note of the song that is currently playing. It is probably one of the worst songs I have ever heard in my life. It is this. I, I don't know. I think it's trying to be rap rock country, but there's not even a modicum of talent to it. It's just bad. Go look it up yourself. It is, and if you end up liking it, then more power to you. I'm not gonna tell you what you should and shouldn't like, but to me, this is just not a good song. I think it is safe to say that I have heard better songs in my life. And I don't usually comment on the music I listen to just because I know people's music tastes are different, and I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube by actually having the audio playing in the background. So you guys don't really get to hear it, but I mean, this is one that I think you should go listen to for yourself and make up your own mind about whether or not you think it's the most awful song that you've heard today. While I continue working on cleaning up these shoulders and getting them ready for knives. All right, got a couple of the shoulders done here. Now let's work on the other parts of the arm. Alrighty. I gotta say, the color separation in the arms is more than a little surprising, honestly. They seem to have put quite a bit of effort into it. Almost lost that guy. I guess they're expecting that's where your attention is going to be drawn, is to the arms, since that's where all the knives are going to be. The only thing that would make this guy edgier is if he had like a scythe or like some big old spikes on his feet. You know, like some good old spiky death scythe style, you know, elf boots or something going on. Then this guy would be legit hardcore. Though, speaking of, the this does sort of make me, even though I know it's kind of a mediocre kit, it does make me want the Gundam Love Phantom from Build Fighters Re-Rise, or Build Divers Re-Rise, sorry. Just because it's these colors, but with a mix of Death Scythe and I think one of the Stray frames. So it's actually kind of a neat looking kit. But overall, I've heard that the overall build of it is not what one would call fantastic. Ooh, that's set pretty deep down in there and really kind of limits the mobility of the arm. That's unfortunate. Not upset about it. It's just kind of an odd choice. It is a tight joint, though, so there's at least that. Last thing I would want is for it to be unfortunately loose and also not very usable. There we go. Ooh, that is loose. I don't think it's going to come off or anything, but it's still... Yeah, I'm actually kind of worried about that. Cement is quite odorous. might be able to pull off what I want. We'll see. We'll see. Yes, Cat, you are in fact out there playing in the hall. Good for you. Ooh, I think I'm going to be able to pull it off. It's not going to look great, but I think I'm going to be able to do it. All right, there we go. Now we have to, well, we got to buckle down, folks. It is apparently time to make some knives. And there's a bunch of them. Here we go. All right. There are 14 knives that we got to make. It's a heck of a lot of knives, but they're fairly simple. So let's just go ahead and get a big pile of knife parts and then throw them all together. Oof, come on. Okay, I hate how they put these on the runner. It is absolutely terrible how they put these on here. Not a fan. Ah, no, Schneid down. Oh. All right. Oh, right. There we go. There. Now we've got the ones that are active up. Okay, let's start sticking some blades into these things. It is nice that there's actually a correct way to do it, it looks like. Hold up. There we go. Am I missing a handle somewhere? This one? Nope. Where did it go? Bah. Alright, well, let's start attaching the ones that we have. I'm sure I'll find the handle eventually. There, you can kind of do little arms crossed, dangerous sort of look there with all of his knives. Though I don't think that's the pose that I'm going to leave him in, to be honest. Though I'd like to know where the other handle went for that last knife. Probably on the floor somewhere. Oh well. Let's see if we can't get this guy into a slightly different pose. Oof, that's about as far up as that's going, ain't it? why the shoulder armor totally borks any sort of head articulation one might have. Which really is unfortunate, because I think this guy could be pretty cool. Yeah, let's see if we can manipulate this a little bit. Stick that back on there. Yes. Oh, where'd you come off of? Ah, the back skirt. Gotcha. That's not so bad. I really do wish that I might be able to do something more with it. I think that's... Hold up. Let's see. Pivot this a little bit more. Pop that back on. Raise that back up. There, now the head isn't quite so smashed by the... Nope, 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 nope. You're not going anywhere there, knife. There we go. There's one lean, mean knife fighting machine. I mean, in that he fights with knives, not that he fights knives. That would just be ridiculous. Like, knives aren't going to do anything to you on their own. There's no reason to fight knives. Anyways, there you go. That is the Efreet Schneid from Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, with all of his fantastic knives on display, ready to go. Spiky dude with his fighting stance here. And I think that's where I'm going to call it for tonight. Thank you very much, folks, for watching. This was a pretty short build, but in the end, also pretty satisfying. I actually really like how this guy turned out. Probably going to just toss the bazooka together simply because it looks like it's, you know, just a really easy, quick thing. But it is not going to go on this guy. He is going to be a knife fighter. But you never know when you'll need another bazooka. So there you go. Thanks for everybody who watched. I appreciate it. And yeah, you all folks have a nice evening.